Welcome to Winston's Quarantine Kitchen. Today I am making Baked Ziti. But I told you I was making it, but I'm not making it today. I have a special guest for you guys. Introducing my wife Cindy, who is my guest chef today. She's going to demonstrate, because this is her personal recipe, and she's going to show you guys how it looks. So enjoy.
Awesome. Good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time that you are watching this. I want to welcome you, and I want to thank you all for supporting my husband, Chef Winston James Thomas Jr. on In the Zone Catering, and I am introducing you to my personal recipe of Baked Ziti. I've been making this recipe for quite a number of years, and every time I go to an event, people ask me to make it. So I also want to introduce that you may have your way of doing it, and this is the Cindy way of doing it, and I want to acknowledge that. And so also that I kind of freak out when I do videos, so this is a big stretch for me. So thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. So first I want to start off with sharing what the ingredients are. Oregano, basil, parsley, salt and pepper. We use some garlic. I usually prefer to use marinara sauce that's seasoned with garlic or basil, but we have the basics today, which is fine. We're going to work with it. Parmesan cheese is like my secret ingredient. We really love cheesy ziti. The children wanted beef in the ziti. Sometimes we make it without beef, sometimes we make it with beef. And then of course the mozzarella cheese, regatta cheese, the ziti, and some eggs. And so what we're gonna do first of all, I just kind of want to check in with how people are doing. There's a lot going on in the world. So I am co-founder of Velocity Visions Inc. And so what I do is me and my colleague Nancy Lewis and I, we inspire and motivate people to be their best selves. And so it wouldn't be me if I didn't kind of check in with how everyone is doing. So for this ziti that I'm going to make, I'm going to actually use two boxes of ziti. And I'll usually boil it for about 10 to 15 minutes. So that it could be what my husband says al dente, right? And then while this is boiling, I go ahead and get the beef started. So when I make the beef in the pot, I do not add an exorbitant amount of seasonings, because it's going to be seasonings in the mix that I'll make later. So what I do is I add the beef to the pot. And so, well, I'm not going to use this, so I'm going to just use my hands. Okay, and then I have to switch gloves in a moment. So we put the beef in here. I'm going to just put that there for right now. And one thing I forgot to do was to turn on the stove, so that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to stir it, you know, and I add the seasonings in a little while. But I'll be back in a few. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this beef while the pasta boils, and then I will show you how I make my concoction and put it all together. So thank you. Hey, welcome back. I boiled the pasta. I cooked the meat. I want to show you what I did. I ended up adding some garlic to it, being that the spaghetti sauce didn't have garlic in it. And I usually put water in the beef so that it could cook quicker. And then what I did was I drained it, but I didn't want you to see all that ugly drain. And so what I'm going to do now is put on some gloves. Or let me see if this is too hot. So I need to put on some gloves. So what I'm going to do is move the pasta into the colander here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to add some cold water so that I can stop the cooking from happening. And so I need to take off these things. Alright. And so, you know, first of all, I just want to say that for those of you that are watching this video that aren't into cooking, welcome to my world. I have never been a cooking fan. And so I have like some signature dishes that I like to make. But I think it's fantastic that I was able to be married to an amazing chef. And so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna leave the pasta here, and we're gonna go to my station over here so that you can see me whip up the magic ingredients. Okay. So first I put the ricotta cheese. I might be saying it wrong for those of you that are Italian. Ricotta. But whatever it is, it's delicious. And I'm giggling because my son, who's the cameraman, he just makes me giggle for some reason. So I put in all of the ricotta cheese. And I've used different name brands. It just so happened that the Palio was what was on sale. But I use different name brands and it works out just fine. And then what I'm going to do is add some Parmesan cheese. So I get annoyed when people don't measure things. But this is really seasoned to taste. So my family loves cheese. So we tend to OD on the Parmesan, good or bad. No judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle a very generous amount of Parmesan cheese, right? And because the marinara sauce does not have any garlic in it, I'm going to add some garlic to the mix in a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper to taste. Whatever that means. When people say to taste, it's like to taste what, right? But you know, to taste. To taste. I'm going to try to be fancy like Winston, Chef Winston. I'm not as fancy, but folks love me anyway. I'm from the hood, and I can speak in a ballroom when I can about to make this delicious meal for my family. So I just also want to, I like to leave, give people messages while I'm talking and doing this stuff. And he thought that I would do that. And he said, don't talk to y'all too much. He was trying to censor a sister. You cannot censor a sister like me. But anyway, so what I want to say is I hope that during this time that y'all are quarantined at home, now that things are opening up, that we not go back to normal. I hope that you during this time had some self-reflection and continue to do so. Working on your self-care, which is activities that decrease stress for your mind, body, and spirit. And I know for Winston, doing cooking is one of those things that has definitely kept our marriage alive during this quarantine time. Truth be told, right? But, you ain't heard it from me. And so what we do next is we go ahead and we add some of the marinara sauce to the concoction. And then I like to add about 2 eggs, okay, to the mix. Like 2 eggs to the mix. And then we'll go ahead. And then what we're going to do is stir this bad boy, right? I'm going to stir it. Stir it. Stir it. Stir it. Stir it all up. Stir it. Stir it. Stir it. Stir it. Just like you should be stirring your life, right? You got to pay attention to what are you feeding yourself, right? Body, mind, and spirit. So this baked ziti is like once in a while. It's not all the time. But I'm talking about the metaphoric. What are you feeding yourself, right? Like what kinds of things are you using to inspire yourself during this time? What kinds of people are you hanging with? And so what we do next is I like to include some cheese. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be right back to show you the finished product of everything mixed up, because I'm going to have to change my gloves since I got some eggs on it so that we could stir it up a little more and you can see me put the magic all together. Awesome. Hi, welcome back. So what I decided to do was I added some cheese to the concoction and I'm going to mix it up. Okay, and this is my favorite part. I love solving problems, and so what the problem is here is we're gonna try to make 2 trays of ziti, but I'm gonna just show you one of how I sort of put it together, and then I'll do the other one later. So my family, we love cheesy ziti. And Zoe love meat. So what I'm gonna do first is actually I put the ziti in first. So I'm gonna go get the ziti. Where's the ziti? Oh, this is not. Oh wait. Okay. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to put the ziti in to the dish a little bit at a time, because then I have to make room for the meat and all the sauces. So I'll fill it up so that the bottom is fully full, like so. And then, I mean, this is already pretty high. And then I, where's my spoon? Okay. Then I'm gonna add the beef, right? Because I want to make sure that it's all evened out, right? And I'm making a bit of a mess here. So I'm gonna put half of this in here. So then I use the other half for the other tray. And then I just like to mix it all in so that every piece gets a fair amount of beef, right? And then the really awesome part is adding the concoction, right? So I usually put it in about half, like this. And then I kind of mix it in, because then what I do afterwards is I'll add some sauce. And some people like their ziti kind of chunky. Some people like it more liquidy. We tend to like it on the more chunky side in my family. So I'll add a little sauce, but not too much. So you really want to gauge, you know, what your family likes. We've used this with ground turkey. A couple of times I think I've made it with vegetables. I've never done a vegan version of it. I may try that at some point. But we're going to be working on some vegan options soon. So please look out for that. And so, you know, you're taking your time. Everything done with love and care. I love Italian food. So anything that's, you know, saucy and cheesy, I absolutely adore. Okay, even though, here we go. So some people would just put a little sauce over this and call it a day. I'm gonna actually add some sauce because I think it's a little too chunky. So where's my plate? Here we go. Awesome. So I'm gonna add a little more sauce to the mix, okay? And I'm also gonna add a little more cheese to make this cheesier. My son is smiling because he loves the cheese. And then what we're gonna do, here it goes, okay, is we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Mix it up. Mix it up. And then what I like to do is after I've mixed it up and added the sauce, I'm gonna add just another layer of cheese on top so that it's even more cheesier. And then I add some Parmesan cheese on top. So we're gonna just kind of go like this so that it goes along the side. And thank you so much for watching. As you can see, I'm quite a character, but I am so blessed to be living in a home with a wonderful man and chef like Chef Winston Thomas Jr., who can appreciate a good, strong woman. Okay, so now we're gonna get the Parmesan cheese. Okay, and then, oh, I'll just open it. And then I just like to do like just sprinkling it. I just sprinkle little cheese here. And then can't wait to see you when the dish is done. Remember to take this time to reassess where you are in your life, to connect with people who you care and love about, to re-energize yourself in areas where you may not have otherwise thought about, and just take care of yourself. Love on yourself like no one else has ever done before. Have a wonderful day. Look forward to seeing y'all after the dish is done. Take care. Hey y'all, welcome back. So I put the oven on for 380 degrees and put it on. Hey y'all, welcome back. So I put the ziti trays in the oven at 380 degrees for about 35 minutes. And so we see that they are done. So this is our first tray. And we decided to put a little more sauce on the second tray. And thank you so much for joining me as a guest on Chef Winston Thomas's program. I definitely invite you to follow me on Velocity Visions Inc. We are really looking forward to supporting people as they really reconsider their goals during this time. So we have a reduced price Velocity Visions Vision Board Workshop on Saturday, June 27th for only $25, and we're partnering with Elle Prestigious Events, and so she's also going to give some discounts and party planning ideas and suggestions. So I will put the link and give it to Chef Winston so he could put it in as he posts it. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.